USF head coach Willie Taggart. The Bulls are 0-2 overall. Last week we're in action at Michigan State. Michigan State won the game 21-6. This week, USF returns home to face Florida Atlantic at Raymond James Stadium. That will be a 7 p.m. start on ESPN3. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call this week. If you could take a minute to wrap up the trip to Michigan State and then tell us what you're looking forward to back at home against Florida Atlantic, please.
Well, that game is kind of where our program is. We had plenty of opportunities where we didn't take advantage of, and can't go there and turn the ball over, and not only turn it over for points, and that really put a hamper in what we were trying to do. I thought our defense played well, and I thought special team played well. Offensively, we didn't play well enough to win that ball game or take advantage of opportunities that we had in that ball game. This week, looking to come out and continue to improve and try to get our first victory. You know, we're back home. We've got to play well here back home and continue to improve as a football team. I thought we got a little better last week, and we can get better. We can get all three phases to play well. I think we'll be okay.
Take questions for Coach Willie Taggart. Please hit *1 on your phone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you. And we can go ahead with the first question, please.
First question comes from Tom D'Angelo with the Palm Beach Post.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How are you doing, Tom?
Good, thank you. Willie, could you please talk about what it was like last week after the opening game loss? How did that get your players' attention and just kind of the whole mood during the week leading up to the Michigan State game?
Well, I thought our guys responded well. You know, we came in and we watched that entire film as a entire football team, and again saw some of the mistakes that we were making, and seeing that everybody was making mistakes. It wasn't just one or two guys, and I thought a lot of guys took that to heart and worked on getting better in those spots, and we did in a lot of areas. And but I thought their mentality was right. And we got better as a football team. I think offensively is probably the only spot where we didn't get better, and we have to get better quick.
And one follow-up, if I may, although you're playing you haven't played the team, FAU and USF last year, but you as coaches played each other. How does that break into the dynamics of preparing for them and what you know about Carl and what Carl knows about you?
Well, I think we both know what each other is trying to do, at least know from playing against each other, and so understanding what we're trying to do and offensively, and we're trying to understand what they're doing defensively. Now, for us, defensively is totally different, so that part of it, but it all comes back to football. You know, it's not much different. It's football, and getting you guys to go out and execute and play at a high level.
Thank you, Will.
We'll go next to Greg Allman with the Tampa Bay Times.
Asking about the offensive line, you had talked a little bit about the kind of missed assignments and the pressure on eval, but I want to ask you in particular just about the communication in terms of picking up blitzes and picking up things outside the normal pass rush, and how you felt that was Saturday.
It wasn't good. I mean, obviously, you know, we couldn't get passes off, and quarterback got hit a lot, and that just can't happen. And I think a big part of it is guys just trusting each other. You know, I think up there they have to trust each other, and you have to communicate. And I thought our guys was communicating. We just didn't trust each other or didn't play sure. You know, you go back and watch. It was played with too much doubt. And when we did play like we knew what we were doing, we were able to move those guys, and we had some good plays in there. It was too often where we played confused. I don't know why, but I mean, you can't play confused against these guys, you know. But we got to get it corrected, and we will get it corrected here soon. And you know, playing offensive line, those guys got to play with a synergy, and I think they'll play better.
And Coach, if I can just get an injury update, I want to see how things were for Richard Client and for Elkino Watson and anyone else that was hurt in Saturday's game.
Both of those guys are getting MRI. They're getting the MRI now, and we'll wait for the results.
was a shoulder for Richard. What is Elkino's injury?
He had a thumb and a knee.
Okay, so right now you don't know whether they'd be in a position to play this week or not.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take our next question from Joey Johnston with the Tampa Tribune.
Willie, after you had a few days to look at the film and consider it, how would you describe how your defense improved? What were the key areas in there, and what do you have to build on moving forward on the defense?
Well, I think more than anything, those guys played with an attitude, and they ran to the football. We had 5, 6, 7 hats to the ball every time, and I thought that was important. I thought a lot of runs could have squirted out if we didn't have those many guys to the ball, and it made a huge difference in our defense play. And then I thought guys were more conscious about being in their gaps. We had a couple of squeak here and there, but for the most part, guys were really conscious about getting in their gaps, and it made a huge difference. And guys that played with a lot of emotion and a lot of belief.
Let me ask you too. I know you've had a long off season and training camp, getting ready for the season, and the first victory hasn't come 2 weeks in. You're hoping to get it this week. How much pressure is taken off when you get the first win in football, no matter when it comes? I mean, just getting the first one under your belt. What's your experience in terms of just the guys feeling better about themselves and being able to move forward confidently?
Well, I think they see that it's starting to work. Once you get that, it relieves a lot of frustration, and finally that meant finally got a win. But those things will come if we just do the little things right, and not overthink and don't try to do too much. And I see the improvement in our football team, and I see it's coming, and we got to continue to get better, especially offensively, and I think we'll see the improvement, and we'll finally get that W, but it's not going to come unless we do the little things right.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Taggart, please? Coach, well, thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
All right, thank you.
All right, and that is USF against Florida Atlantic. That will be at Raymond James Stadium, 7 p.m. start on ESPN3.